So a pleasant morning to each and every one of you. Have you ever experienced learning your lessons in a short period of time? Or let's say, in a rush discussion? Now, a number of numerous topics discussed by the professor in a short period of time may not be learned by the student immediately. Therefore, we provide to you a proposal that would solve this problem. So I am Arel Lloyd B. Arcala.
I'm Joanna Omasi.
I'm Kenneth Rico. And I'm Lian Seth Santos.
And we are from the AJKL Initiatives, presenting to you the Tegrity Lecture Capture Software.
De La Salle University Das Marinas has always been committed in providing its students various learning needs. To make sure that students get the quality education they deserve, classes are conducted in 1 to 3 hour sessions once or twice a week to ensure that there is optimal learning within the students. This would have been the best time for each student to learn their topics. However, there are hindrances that we have identified throughout making this proposal, such as, first, there's long periods of class suspensions. This leads professors rushing in their teaching to make sure that topics are covered before the actual final exam. And because of that, students are having a hard time understanding their lessons because they have a limited amount of time to comprehend what is taught to them. The second problem is too much note-taking. An average instructor can say 200 words per minute, while a student can write 20 words per minute. So see that difference? Students are always making sure that they're writing during the class, and that makes listening almost impossible during the actual discussion. So that leads to lower retention of the course material and eventually a decline in academic performance. The third problem is missed classes because of official reasons. There are students who are sent out of the university to compete in different competitions, like you. Like varsity players, when they have a game, they have to skip class, and they have no other means of catching up to their lessons that other than borrowing notes from their classmates. So our proposal is to, aside from that, there are also foreign and disabled students who are not able to catch up because of the rushing of the teaching material. And less class time is allocated for interactive learning because, as I said earlier, more time is allocated for writing than for the actual interaction between the professor and the student. That's why we propose, how do we solve this issue? We propose that there will be a Tegrity lecture capture software in the LSUD, a software that captures audio, presentation slides, and other course materials. So what is the objective of this proposal? First, it is of course to improve student performance by letting them catch up into their lessons and giving them an opportunity to actually review the lessons at their own pace. Second is to provide faculty throughout the university with the capability of recording and storing their lectures. This gives the faculty flexibility when it comes to teaching their class material, because even though if there are suspensions in classes, they will be able to teach by just videoing their lecture. Third is to provide the students with medium for content review. As I said earlier, by implementing this software, students can now access recorded lectures anytime, anywhere, using any device. Third is to allow professors to conduct a self-review. By implementing lecture capture software of Tegrity, professors will be able to watch themselves while they are teaching, and this allows them an opportunity to actually review how they conducted their classes. And last is to promote interactive learning. By eliminating, not entirely eliminating the writing in class, there will be a lot more time for interactive learning between the professor and the student. So for the scope of this proposal, this would be implemented in all CBAA classrooms. Summer classes and thesis presentations will also be recorded by the software. And professors who will be assigned to teaching the CBAA will be trained to use the software. For the limitations, the software will only be operated from 7 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. As the AJ and KL initiatives deemed it proper that the software will be operating in this length of time because all of the classes in the CBAA are conducted in this time period. It will be operated in regular class days from Monday to Saturday and will be kept off on Sundays and during holidays and class suspensions. So for the benefits, I turn to Leah.
And now for the benefits, our group has identified 3 major groups or classes that would benefit in our proposal. Namely, the students, professors, and the ICTC. First are the students. Students will be able to review their material at their own pace, which leads to better understanding. Second, it gives students who miss the lecture during class, have the opportunity to catch up on the material. And also, Tegrity makes educational materials are 3H, repeatable, portable, and highly accessible to support learning and to enable greater retention for students. Students can focus on learning, leading to better participation during class discussions. Second, benefits are for the professors. Professors will have flexibility in handling their classes. Class time sufficiently be used for more hands-on work and more student-instructor interaction. Professors can save time by presenting a lecture only once. Professors can also direct students back on the lecture if they miss class or have classifications, just as mentioned before on the previous slide for the benefits of the students. Professors can also rely on student notations during the lectures to better understand where there were common points of confusion or questions. The professor can compare the recorded lecture using the Tegrity lecture capture software and what the students understood to evaluate their own teaching styles as a guide for self-improvement. Professors can see how they perform during class. Professors can evaluate how well they do during classes. And lastly, no makeup classes because of class suspensions. Last, for the benefits of ICTs. Tegrity has minimal end-user support requirements, providing a solution that scales without putting a strain on valuable yet scarce IT resources. The Tegrity lecture capture software, as said in the slide, has minimal end-user support requirements, meaning it does not need a lot of substantial support from the ICTC to implement the system. The other benefit is that no software or hardware will be maintained or managed, which leads to cost savings. That sentence means that the ICTC are not the one who maintain or manage the system, since the Tegrity lecture capture software provider will be the one who maintain or manage the system. Next is the discussion. I will turn over the discussion to RL or
So the survey questionnaires that we have prepared is actually good for 100 CPA respondents. So we have conducted our online survey through the social media. So we have 100 respondents from CPAA that is distributed from the ACD, BMD, ABD, and the marketing department. So for the result of the first survey, the first figure, as you can see on your screen, actually connotes that 64% of the students from the 100 sample that we have taken writes down notes while they are actually listening to the professor. And in our point of view, if a student is writing and at the same time listening to the professor, he or she will not be able to fully focus on the discussion itself, since he or she is listening while writing down notes. And we find it a problem that he or she won't be fully equipped with the knowledge being given out by the professor. So a one-time go discussion is not enough, and therefore we recommend the Tegrity lecture. And for the figure number 2 and figure number 3 are actually interrelated. So the students barely understand what the professor says 70%, and the third figure actually has not able to note all important things that the professor emphasizes during discussion. So this actually denotes that not all information said by the professor during class discussions are noted by the students, since they are actually writing down and listening at the same time. So we prefer that not only a one-time go discussion, but repeated discussions through the use of Tegrity software. So for figure number 4 and figure number 5, students learn better through repetition. So 80% of our respondents actually said that they learn better if the discussion are actually repeated to them, since a one-time go is not sufficient enough. And then most of their professors teach faster than my learning capabilities. So to attain the LSUD's mission to provide quality education, professors should not only provide lessons within their capabilities, but as well as taking into consideration the capabilities of the students themselves. So not all students are fast learners, some are slow. So by using Tegrity software, this will actually help them to cope up with the discussion during class meetings. And for the last figure, I see the need for a lecture capture software in our university. So 83% of our respondents actually said that this would actually help them in coping up class discussions that they were not able to comprehend intensively during class meetings. So as per results, the LSUD needs Tegrity. So to fully implement this project proposal of ours, we are in need of 7 materials and equipment. So the first one being the pan or tilt or zoom camera. Now this tool will actually be located in replacement of the projector we have here. And for clarification purposes, we will only be implementing this Tegrity software on 8 selected CBAA rooms, namely the GSB rooms and the CBA4. So the pan, tilt, or zoom camera will be in replacement of the projector we have in the middle, and this will actually be used for recording the lecture, the seminars, or discussions that we'll be having in class. And then next, you have the press tone control equipment. Now, this is actually the brains of the Tegrity software. It is connected to your CPU, to the camera, and to the other equipment that will be used for the Tegrity lecture capture system. And then next, you have the wireless microphone system. So this is to provide a clear and audible sound, not only in class discussion, but as well as to the recorded lecture. So this is actually connected to your zooming camera and to your speakers. So to fully utilize the equipment that we have here in GSB room, we have decided that the wireless microphone system will be connected to these speakers, as well as there will be a cable connection to the camera itself to provide a clear and audible sound, not only here in class, but as well as the recorded lecture. And then next you have the touch panel control. Now this is actually just a visual command of what the Tegrity lecture capture software can do. And then next you have the pressure sensitive mat and the rubber floor mat. The pressure sensitive mat will actually be located here in front. Now once an individual steps on the pressure sensitive mat, the zoom camera will actually detect that person and automatically follow a perfect capture of the presenter in front. So it is actually adjusting as the presenter moves. So it takes a clear and good capture of that person in front. And then the rubber floor mat will actually serve as a protection for the pressure sensitive mat. And then lastly, we have the cable that will be used in connection of the equipment you have.
Next is for the implementation. In implementing the system, the Tegrity lecture capture software will be operated by the subject professor, which were trained before the system is implemented, will be implemented during classroom discussions. The lecture captured by the software will automatically be uploaded in the cloud storage. Then, after the lecture captured are uploaded in the cloud storage, it can be accessed by the students as well as the professors by entering a passcode given by the ICT. Next. This will be implemented through a step-by-step implementation, meaning it will be implemented first in the CBAA building as mentioned a while ago, first in the GSB rooms, This is successful, will be implemented in the whole university. So the Tegrity lecture capture software gives the user three options for recording. First is recording in actual classroom discussions. Second, in a special lecture hall. And third, anywhere in a Tegrity lecture installed computer. It should be noted that top management will provide rules regarding these options available to the professor. ICTC personnel should also fix or troubleshoot problems in the system.
So this can be viewed again and again by the students now already in the school book. If you said from the storage, in-house storage, and then pass through school book.
The ICTC will give the students and the professor a passcode.
Yeah, so you need to coordinate also, and they are also the one of the most important personnel that we need to include. I guess you also have to take into consideration this flipped classroom that we are into the school book. That's it's similar to that one, and the ECTC personnel or the SIL, the Center for Innovative Learning. Okay, manned by most of them are from CBA professors. So you also have to consider those personnel. Okay, and give this proposal to them because here I noticed that your proposal is addressed only to the Vice Chancellor for Academics and Research. So other than these two, I think these are the things. Okay, go ahead now.
So this is the proposed schedule for the proposal. The following activities involved in this project includes number 1, information dissemination regarding Tegrity system, which will be started on June, while the ordering of the Tegrity software equipment from the suppliers will be done on July. The installation of Tegrity equipment and the seminars and training for the Tegrity instructors as well as the faculties will be held on July to August. And we plan and we propose that before the next semester starts on August, these 4 activities will be done before the commencement of first semester. And then the Tegrity system seminar for students are planned to be held on the first week of the first semester, which will be on August. And the actual implementation and administration of the system is on September to December, while the conduction of the Tegrity system evaluation is on the last month of the first semester, which is on December. So these are the personnel whose approval will be vital in the implementation of this project. This involves Brother Agustin Bucher, the president of De La Salle University, Das Marinas, Miss
Run
Olivia.
down mo na lang yan. Okay na yan. Move to the next one. Costing, that's what I need to see.
So these are the costs for the materials that was mentioned a while ago. For the as mentioned, 8 classrooms will be installed. The Tegrity system software, and we believe that 16 Pantel zoom camera is needed. The unit price of Pantel zoom camera is at 20,937 for a total of 335,000. The Preston control equipment has a unit price of 62,500 and 8 quantities, and 8 units of that equipment is needed.
Total cost.
And the total equipment cost per group is at 229,730,000, while the total project expenditure is estimated to be at 2,952,140.
This is really an expensive it's a software as well, no? Software and then this equipment that needs to be installed. No? So it's not purely a software. Tegrity lecture is a kind of software. Will it not work if, like, let's say, I just want it at home using the kind of software? Do I still have really to have those equipment that you mentioned? In order for this to work?
For the professors, they can actually record lectures using their webcams.
Yeah.
As long as their laptop has their 3D lecture capture software.
That's why, that's what I'm after. Say for example, at home, I would like to have a blended learning again, this time because I was not able to do these things, right? So if that will be the case, I can record myself and do my discussion without my audience, and then I'll just, let my students watch that particular video using that software.
Yes, ma'am. As mentioned a while ago, ma'am, there are three options for the user po.
Oo.
To record in the classroom,
So, pwede yung
or a Tegrity installed computer.
The totality, if it's here, no, it's about how much? 2 million. Okay. Maganda siya. Yung president. Okay, sige na. Go ahead. Okay, and now yours.
So as a conclusion, the introduction of Tegrity lecture capture software is reasonable and rational. Though of course, as you've seen at the budget earlier, this project will have a huge amount of initial investment. We believe that the future benefits will outweigh the cost of the project now. This is not, of course, this is not merely an investment for the equipment or the software. This is an investment for the students. You are investing in the students' holistic learning. And it is an opportunity for the university to manifest its strong commitment in providing quality education. So we truly believe that this proposal should be passed.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. What other schools have you seen or researched that has been using this kind of
As of now, only international foreign schools have the Tegrity software.
So
and
if ever
we will be the first one to avail this.
And
type
so
of
what's
learning.
this is a US
Yes, ma'am. It is.
corporation. What company is that?
It is produced by McGraw-Hill
How did you
Publication.
come up with this particular software? Knowing, next group is ready while I am just integrating this. Okay. So, how did you come up with this kind of software?
I suggested this software in one of our meetings because where's Erica? Erica here. Miss Erica here is our inspiration. Because when she missed the class in auditing problem, she brought a camera. She assigned a camera to one of her classmates to record the lecture of our professor. And I think that is something that should be done.
Yeah, because normally, if for example, we really don't want to spend that much, then we could take and use that what we call split classroom by recording the entire presentation, and then that's it. I mean, but the good thing in here is you can store it, and then you can, really view it wherever you are. Let's say the students would like to take a look of that particular lesson he or she missed, then that is okay. And then of course you also have to consider, because you said only 8 rooms, so there will now be when you do your final, because I'll be looking for that. The procedure on the usage, you have to include also, okay, so the scheduling of the users, or how will it be done, who will really take care of that, what particular office here in the CBA. If I, for example, would like to use it, I couldn't just use it anytime I wish to. So the procedure on that matter should also be included, so that how the faculty could make use of this Tegrity lecture. It's not just simply installing and then bahala na kayo. So you have to include also that particular procedure or the process on how a particular faculty could could use this. So for example, we're assigned CPA 303. And then we would like to use that, then we go down to all those rooms where there is this Tegrity lecture. So then there should be this conditioning that this room is not being used as a classroom, but rather as for let's say for recording purpose, because that's it. That's what I am looking into as well. Okay. So not the entire professors will just go and see. They said you mentioned the professors that will be using this under those training. So incorporate those. I will just for the revision together. I will give this story. Okay? Alright. Thank you so much, guys.